Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. As you saw in the title, today I am talking about my experience as a breastfeeding mom after having a breast reduction. As you can see, I am sitting in my baby girl's nursery because pretty much her room gets the best lighting, so that's where I decided to be. So if you are a expecting mom, or if you just want to learn more about my experience, then keep on watching. So I had a breast reduction when I was 17 years old back in high school, and I remember the doctor saying that, hey, you might not be able to breastfeed, or you might have difficulty breastfeeding. And of course, at that time, I'm 17. A baby was the furthest thing from my mind. I just knew that I wanted to finally be comfortable in my skin and just not always keep a jacket on, because that's what I did in high school sometimes. So fast forward to 2013, and that is when I had our oldest son, LJ. And we actually ended up giving him formula rather quickly because he ended up being dehydrated. And not only that, I just felt like he was really hungry and he wasn't getting anything from me. Well, I won't say he wasn't getting anything, he wasn't getting enough. So not only that, I did not try very long with him because he ended up having a milk protein allergy. And then on top of that, he ended up having to get surgery because he had a condition called pyloric stenosis. So I did not get a chance to like really put my all into that, but I'm okay with that decision of exclusively formula feeding him, simply because if you are a breastfeeding mom, or if you've ever talked to a breastfeeding mom who had a child with a milk protein allergy, you have to cut out a lot of stuff from your food. And I wasn't sure like what I was eating that was bothering him. And so I decided not to not to put myself through that stress. If you are doing that, then woo-hoo, kudos to you. But homegirl likes to eat. Fast forward to Noah. Noah was born in 2017. And at that time, I was really wanting to try my best at breastfeeding because, like I said, I let it go pretty quickly when it came to LJ because of all the stuff that he had going on. So with Noah, he did latch, but I wanted to exclusively pump at the time because that's when I really learned about exclusively pumping. So, and if I keep looking down, I have notes in my hand. He did well for a while, but Noah was a pretty fussy baby. And so I initially thought, again, it was because he was hungry. He wasn't getting a whole lot from me. I was pumping. I had a Medela pump at the time. And with the Medela pump, I want to say I will roughly get about 3 ounces, if that, when I pumped. And that was not every time I pumped that I would get 3 ounces, but I want to say that was my max. So I was getting frustrated and defeated. I did have a pregnancy buddy at the time, or mom buddy at the time, who was encouraging me. My husband was encouraging me and all of that. But at the end of the day, I ended up stopping again because I just kept beating myself up about how much milk I was getting. Now we have our precious Greer, and she's actually our rainbow baby, and she was born March 24th of this year. So again, I was like, okay, I'm really gonna, push forward and try to breastfeed her exclusively. My plan was to breastfeed her exclusively for 2 weeks and then switch over to exclusively pumping. I watched YouTube video after YouTube video to prepare, try my best to prepare. And then when she got here, I drank all the body armor I could find. I did all of that, but I'm jumping ahead just a little bit. So I got a chance to breastfeed Greer exclusively for about a week and a half. So not quite my 2-week goal, but I think I did pretty well. What ended up stopping us was, well, for one, she was very picky about um, what bottle nipple she used. I had planned to use the Dr. Brown's original um, bottles for her, but she only wanted her mama. So that's what really helped continue to breastfeed. But one night after a nursing session, she got super fussy, and again, my first thought is always, oh no, she's not getting enough from me. So she continued to cry, and we actually ended up bringing formula home from the hospital just in case. So we ended up giving her that, and she was happy as a clam. Satisfied, full. So from then on, we ended up giving her formula at night, and I continued to breastfeed or pump throughout the day. At the time when she first got home, not only was it difficult because I was healing from a cesarean, because I had a cesarean for all of my children, but the Sunday before we had Greer, that's when everything really shut down in South Carolina because of COVID. So at that point, before all of that happened, I'm thinking, we're gonna have time to bond and it just be us and all of that. But my boys ended up being home all day, every day, and they weren't used to that. So they were getting on each other's nerves and having a lot of, arguments and stuff going on, and they needed stuff and Greer needed stuff, and my husband did his best. Well, he does his best all the time, and he's very helpful. But of course, as a mom, you have that mom guilt, and you want to be able to do it, and you want to do everything. Stop doing that, ladies. So, I guess from all of that stress, on top of, being afraid of COVID, period, when I started pumping, I was only getting maybe an ounce or 2 ounces every time. And so even some of those pumps, I was getting half an ounce. And I was so frustrated, y'all, because I told you I had been drinking Body Armor, and I was watching YouTube. Like, of course I'm going to get more milk this time. So I continued to formula feed at night, kept trying to breastfeed during the day, but finally my husband was like, you need to give yourself a break, and it is okay. And I also had to remember, girl, you had a breast reduction. So I have talked to moms that have had breast reductions and they did just fine. But my experience is that I can reduce milk, but I'm not sure like it will ever be enough. So I said all that to say, now Greer gets about 13 ounces throughout the day, and that may be 2 bottles, because she's drinking 6 ounces right now. So that might be 2 bottles back to back throughout the day, or she may get formula, breast milk, formula, breast milk. So, excuse me. So if you have had a breast reduction and you think that you won't be able to produce any milk, you can, hopefully. Remember that everybody's or every woman's body is different. So I was able to produce milk. I just seems like my max for the day is about 13 ounces. Like the morning, of course, I'll get about 5 ounces. At night, I'll get about 5 ounces. But if I try to pump in between that, I may get 1, 2, 3 ounces. It all depends. So what I do plan to do is I just recently watched a YouTube video about this girl who she drinks coconut water. And so I plan to try coconut water to see if that will help increase my supply. If it does, great. If not, that's okay too, because Greer is healthy and thriving, with the supplementing and the breast milk. And a lot of times I like to joke with my husband and say, Greer needs her vitamins a day, and her vitamins are the breast milk that I give her, since it's 13 ounces. So a little encouragement, if you are experiencing, a smaller supply because of your breast reduction, Be proud of your 2, 4, 6 ounces if that's what you're getting. And, you know, just continue to push through because that's what you want to do. If you are getting tired of pumping, please understand, I've been there. I'm there today, but I need to go pump after this video. But if you are, you know, getting discouraged, it's okay to give yourself a break. And if you are considering just exclusively giving formula, do what's best for you. I cannot tell you how many hours I spent on Instagram just looking at people's amount of milk, wishing that can be me. But at the end of the day, everybody's life is different. Everybody's home life is different. Everybody's emotions are different. And of course, like I said, everybody's body is different. So we're made up uniquely designed by God, and you know, you have to walk in your own lane. You have to run your own race. And if that race includes 13 ounces a day, like for me, then that's a race that I want to run, because that's what God has in store for me. So if you are a breastfeeding mom and you had a breast reduction and you want to share your story below, please do so. If you are an expecting mom and you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer any for you, or if any other moms want to, then you may comment below as well. And I just want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to make sure you don't miss another video, please make sure you hit the notification bell. Again, thank you so much for watching, and peace out.